Okay, so I'm going to address what might be one of the tougher concepts in this course. You've been looking at quantity demanded and demand the last couple of days, and you will for a few more days. So let's go ahead and look at the difference between the two. You're going to see the panel on the left has a demand curve. The panel on the right has three demand curves. All right, so we're going to differentiate between the two. Quantity demanded. Okay, when I say quantity demanded, I'm saying that the price changed. All right, so let's just say this product here from $1 to $4. All right, so let's just say that this is a cup of coffee. All right, for those of you who like your coffee. At $1, go ahead and follow this over to the demand curve, and you hit point D. At $1, 4 cups of coffee or 4 glasses are demanded. Okay, that could be you buy, let's say, 4 per week at $1, or it could be that your family buys 4 a day at $1. It's just saying that at $1, quantity demanded is 4. The price goes up to $2. Now, because the price went up, notice we just moved along this curve, okay, which is why I have up here the word movement. So the term that we use in economics is movement. We moved along the curve. So when we went from $1 to $2, you said, you know what? At $1, I would buy 4 coffees a week. At $2, I'm only going to buy 3. All right? Why? Because at a higher price, you're not as willing or able to spend the money. At a higher price, you can't buy as many. You just don't have as much money. Or maybe you have the money, you're Bill Gates or something, but you just can't justify it. You're not willing to spend that much money for a cup of coffee. All right? So you cut back. All right. The price goes up to $3. Now notice we're going to now move to point B. Okay, so the price goes up to $3. Now you're only willing and able to buy 2 coffees per week. All right, price goes up to $4. You're only willing to buy 1 cup of coffee per week. All right, so the inverse is also true, and this is probably what you're more familiar with. If we started at $4, right, maybe you just go over to point A, you buy 1 a week. If the price drops to $3, now maybe you buy 2. The price drops to $2, okay, now you buy 3. Price drops to $1, you buy 4. Now, what this is saying is that as the price drops, people buy more. Quantity demanded is changing. Okay, for example, my wife and I, we were looking at cruises the last couple of days. You know, with everything going on, who wants to hop on a ship, right? And who wants to get on an airplane? So take a look at this if you get a chance to. It's kind of fun. We were looking at cruises out of San Juan, Puerto Rico, and out of Miami. Well, the only way to get there is to fly. Okay, I know the arms get a little bit tired, but anyways. But if you're going to fly to Miami or fly to San Juan, Puerto Rico to start hop on a cruise, well, you're going to be really close to a lot of people. All right, and when you're on the cruise, you're going to be close to a lot of people. So as we looked up prices, we noticed that, and I know because I've looked up cruises before, you could actually take a 7-day cruise for $350 on Royal Caribbean, which is a good cruise line. All right, the airfare round trip to Miami was $230. So we looked at this and it's like, Lisa, why don't we go ahead and book a cruise? For the whole family, a family of 4, you figure $350 for the cruise, 200, let's say $250 for the flight round trip. You're looking at $600 airfare and cruise per person, $2,400 for a family of 4. That's pretty good. Okay, the last time we went on a cruise, similar stops and everything, we spent over $6,000. Why? Well, here's what's happening. By dropping the price from, let's say, $4,000 for a family of 4, maybe only one family would go. But if they've dropped the price to $2,000 for a family of 4, now maybe 3 families go. You see, by reducing the prices, the airlines and the cruise lines are going to encourage more people to, fly and take a cruise. More people are willing and able to do it at a lower price, even though the risk might still be there. Okay, so you can see this all over the place. All right, now let's take a look at the right panel, which is demand. Now notice this one here, there is no change in price. So we're going to stay at $1 on all three. See that? Here the prices went from 1 to 2 to 3 to 4, or 4 to 3 to 2 to 1, and we have different outcomes. Here the price is always $1. So at $1 we start at point A, and demand is 400. Now notice I didn't say quantity demanded this time. At $1 demand is 400. At point B demand is 600. Why didn't I say quantity demanded? Because I didn't change the price. Remember, when we say quantity demanded, we must see a change in the price. So here I'm just going to say demand because there's no change in price. What would cause, and we could make up a bunch of different companies or firms on this. I chose in the PowerPoint or in your lesson ice cream. Okay, so let's just go ahead and stick with that one. At point A, and let's just say blizzards are $1. I wish they were, because blizzards are pretty good, especially Heath Bar blizzards. Okay, wonderful, wonderful creations. All right, so anyways, let's just say at $1, your local Dairy Queen is at, they sell 400, or the demand, 400 people a day go in and buy a blizzard. Okay, how is it then that before I told you in order for us to, for demand to go up, we would have to drop the price? None of that's quantity demanded. What would cause demand to go from 400 to 600 even though the price stayed the same? Well, think about those days back when you were a little kid, playing soccer, baseball, softball, right? And you remember in April, and we have kind of the days like we just had, yesterday, or not yesterday, Saturday, my family and I were in our backyard enjoying a fire in 60-degree weather. Okay, we built a fire, we sat out there, and it was warm enough that as long as you were close enough to the fire, I was out there with shorts and a t-shirt. Today, it's going to be 35 degrees with 6 inches of snow on the ground. Okay, so let's apply the last couple of days to the weather and to Dairy Queen. So let's just say that on Saturday, the day that it was nice, Dairy Queen, the demand was 400 blizzards. Today, the demand is only 200 blizzards. Why? Because it's 30 degrees colder, there's snow on the ground, people just aren't going to go out and get an ice cream when it's 35 degrees. Okay? What if we went from 400, and let's just say next week, supposed to be in the 60s again, let's say we got to the 90s. That'd be kind of a little too warm for this guy, but let's say we went to the 90s. Now they might sell 600 blizzards on a day. So why? Because on a typical day they sell 400, on a cold day they sell 200, on a hot day they sell 600. So that should make sense to you. So think back again to those days, and you remember it's a nice day. It's 65 degrees. You have your practice, and okay, it's fine. It's not real hot. It's not real cold. Maybe a couple of you go to Dairy Queen, but then you get that first really warm day, sometime in May, and everybody says, "Let's go to Dairy Queen," right? And then you go to Dairy Queen, and the place is packed with all the different teams and all the different people, right? Why? Because on a warm day, the demand curve shifted to the right. Okay? On a cold day, it shifts to the left. The price stayed the same, but the curve shifted. So this is the difference between quantity demanded, the price changed, we moved along the curve, and demand. The price stayed the same, but the curve shifted. There are many other variables, and we're going to talk about those as the days go on. So hopefully this video will help. If you have any questions about it, just give me shoot me an email, and I will respond to you as soon as I can. Okay? Well, thank you, and we'll talk to you soon.